welcome to being planted. So I'm going to do a top 10 from more common to rare houseplants of variegation. I've got this beautiful specimen. I'll put this down. This is a Maranta. Thought that was a bug, but it was just variegation, thankfully. Basically, I don't know exactly the name of this, but I will look it up. It's stunning. It's a little prayer plant. It goes up and down. It moves a lot. It's quite interactive as a plant goes. It's easy to care for. Try it. I got this one for about £8 from B&Q, so it's pretty common. I've got a couple of Marantas. I really enjoy them. They flower as well, which is stunning. It's a prayer plant because it's known to fold up and like kind of fold down. I thoroughly enjoy this plant. When I saw it and I saw these leaves, I was so excited about it. And they look kind of like bugs. If you're into beetles and want to plant beetle, this one's the one to go for. Like, it's sublime. And they are on the cheaper scale for plants, and they grow very long and bushy. You can propagate them. They're super easy to propagate. You just have to cut in between the node and then pop it in some water, and then it will root, and then you just plant it in soil when it's ready. It's just finished flowering, or attempted it but didn't flower, so I'm not sure which one it is because I bought it recently and I have it on my desk in the window, and it's giving me pure joy vibes. Then we have a philodendron ring of fire. These ones are really cool because they grow in a kind of almost like a spiral shaped one. The new leaf is not having a great time, but that's fine. So I'm just going to try and peel it off. Hang on. I might regret this, and then I'll have to try and get another one. I don't know. But it's got a decent selection of variigation that is quite stable within it. It's also a reasonably well priced plant. I think I got this one for about £10. I'm not entirely sure. It's one of my favourites. I've bought this twice at least, but for the most part it is just, you know, a simple plant just wanting to grow. See what's going on here. Yeah, no, the new leaf is fully rotten. As I said, wanting to grow. I never said it did, but it's got some potential new growth there, which is what we were looking for. So I don't have to propagate it. I just need to remove the old leaf. There we go. And it's stunning. This one also flowers eventually when it's a little bit more mature. You can pick them up in most places. I think I got this one from Morrison's. It's just another plant that brings me joy. In fairness, they all do, but you know, it's variegated, it's stable. You know it's going to be variegated when it pops out a new leaf, and that will turn into a leaf eventually. So hopefully I'll keep an eye on it and it will grow properly. So I'll pop that one down there. Another common plant. It's a variegated ficus. I'm not sure which one, but it's got the red in it. I got this one as a little gift from when I bought some other plants from Plants for All Seasons. They always do decent plants, but I've never had a bad plant from them. It's quite a slow grower, so if you want something that kind of stays compact but also grows in like a tree form, you go for one of these because they're also easy to propagate. I grew one from just a simple leaf cutting, and it took a while, but it turned into a tree, and I'm really happy about it. And I really appreciate the colouring of it. It's got pink on it, so it makes me happy. And they can be quite well priced as well. I would say you could pick this up for about £8, possibly cheaper. I've bought them for less than a £5 before. If you're wanting to bulk out your plant collection, you've got a few of these to go for. And they come in a variety of colours. Something a little bit more mid-range for the rare plant collectors, which is pushing out a corm and a growth, so it's going to turn into a little baby one. Alocasia gagina, great colour selection. It has got a bit of variegation on the newest leaf. It's not as strong as before, so I might have to put it in a different location. So I'm going to look into this, but it's growing really well. I'm definitely buying some new soil for it, and I'm going to put some Soil Ninja Alocasia mix in with this little bad boy and then separate the corm, because obviously I like corms, which are basically seeds, so you can grow another one. and they produce them inside the roots. You can go on a little hunt, it's like an Easter egg hunt, except you get a plant. They're like little balls like that of like potential. So this, it's got a really beautiful yellowing to it. One of my favourite colours ever, and it's one of my favourite alocasias ever. I've got the non-variegated version of this and it's doing really well. It fell over today when the window was open and the wind took it, but that's fine, at least it fell onto the table and not out the window. And this one fell too. So it, you know, they're strong if they get blown over, but sometimes they're a bit daring, may I say, because obviously the newest leaf it's produced is not very happy. So the variegation is a little bit more unstable, I would say. So I need to definitely like look after this in a different environment. So I'm going to start with the soil first, and then also the lighting. Alocasias for me are very awkward plants, but I still love them. They grow huge, proper big, like up to here. So I'm rooting for you. One we all kind of know and love, Monstera adansonii variegata. This one is happy growing up a moss pole. It rooted super quickly. I've got about 3 of these ones. The variegation is insane on this one. It's beautiful. It's rooting hopefully into the moss pole, so I've kept it quite close to it. I'm going to get another moss pole to extend the top and then keep it growing up, because it's producing a new leaf now, densely populated with variegation, and that gives me pure joy. And I literally propagated it as a stem cutting with 1, 2, 3 leaves, and it's produced these 2 since I've done that, and loads of roots. And I keep it in a clear plastic pot or ice drink cup. It rooted so quickly with the Soil Ninja soil that I use, which is the Monstera and Philodendron mix. It's happy. It's in the window there, so it gets plenty of light. It's diffused light throughout the day, and it's just a really giving houseplant. And I would say it's probably one of the rarer ones that are more easy to look after, and they do tend to grow really quickly, especially during the growing season. And it's probably, I would say it's probably cheaper now to buy them, so they're probably about more than a tenner, sometimes less than 25. So it's in the middle range, or like lower end of the spectrum for rare plants. And they are pretty popular, so you can find them quite often. I found this one on Facebook Marketplace in my local area, and I absolutely love it. And it's rooted and given me 2 new leaves in less than 2 months. So for what I paid for it, I got 3 plants out of it, and at least 7 leaves in 2 months. And I think that's pretty dandy. And it was about 25 quid for the one plant. So yeah, and I've seen them for cheaper, so you can find them, but it's a wide form. There are narrow forms. I'm still looking for one. So it's gonna get a moss pole extension and probably just sit in this pot for a while, because it seems very happy and the roots are growing, and you can see the roots growing, and it's stunning. I love it. And then we have another Monstera, a variegated Indonesian marble, as opposed to, I don't know if there's a non-variegated Indonesian marble, but this grows pretty fast. It's also rooted quite well. I've propagated it recently, and if you're into weirder looking plants, this is the one for you, especially if you like it variegated. And it grows really quickly, as I said before, and super strange leaves. Like, they are very much unique to themselves. Like that, I still can't get over how that produced that and then it went straight to that. So, and then all of these long elongated leaves with fenestrations. Great plant, one of my favourites. They tend to be a little bit more pricey, so in the £20 section to like £50 if depending on the size of it, and the established sized plants tend to be a little bit pricier, but you do tend to sometimes pick up at least 3 or in the pot, so that's great. This one's got a little snipping here that I popped in there with this one, and it's rooted really quickly as well, because these were just like top snips, and this other stem snip is producing a new leaf, so I'm really happy about that. I've also got the bottom snip in the other one. This was growing up a moss pole, but then I decided to propagate it just for fun, and I've got a few in the prop box, so I've got about at least 5 or 6 of these now, so that's exciting. And I love it. The variegation tends to be pretty stable. Sometimes it does produce like a very, like, it's almost like a green cloud with a white lining, and it's just weird. I like how weird they are. So yeah. And then one of my favourites, which is a bit more uncommon that you can find, is growing very well. I bought some cuttings off eBay, and it's pink and purple, 2 of my favourite colours combined into my favourite trade Scantia, Pelida Variegated. When I first got it, the leaves were kind of like this, which weren't showing much variegation, but then they started producing more variegation as I left it in a diffused window, and oh my word, look at the result. Some of the other snippings, because I bought 4, they didn't grow. So it is a little bit more awkward to grow, but I've got this one, so I'm happy. And it's rooting. They're really fine roots, which is interesting, rather than a chunky boy root. So I am tempted to propagate this at some point soon, but I'm not going to do it until it's a little bit taller, and then I can just like get some mid snips, but I might not do that either. It's growing this one here, so I'm going to try and propagate it here and then see how it goes. I might stick it straight in the soil. It did really well before. And yeah, I paid about less than £20 for 4 cuttings on eBay. It is more of a rare plant to find it, but it's worth it, and it's very giving, and they also flower. And the fact that it comes out with this like purpley green colour with the pink stripes, pure joy. So nice as a plant, and so forgiving. So really happy with this plant. So happy it survived and is thriving right now. So very happy with that. And then we've got one of my favourite monsteras, Monstera aurea adansonii, wide form. The newest leaf isn't as variegated as I'd like it to be, so I think I'm going to adjust the environment a little bit, and it is in some mixture of like soil and sphagnum moss and leca, or like clay rocks at the bottom, and it's quite densely populated with perlite. So I'm going to repot this at some point into Soil Ninja soil, and then I am going to hopefully propagate it, but I'm not going to do that for a while because I would like to put it up on a moss pole. This one was a little bit more pricey, I would say around the £30 mark. It's a decent variegation. It's not as yellow as my previous one, but it is a super nice green that's like super limey, and it's pushing out big boy leaves. And with these kinds of plants, the trailing ones, they can either grow up where the leaves get bigger and they can get to like this size, or you can leave it to trail and then they get a little bit smaller and then stay more of a uniform size. I have got a reverted one in the back here, which is cool. I'm going to try and get it back to a variegated colour, if that's possible. I want to unfurl this leaf so bad, but I'm not going to because it's got fenestrations and I don't want to rip it, so I'm just going to leave it there. But yeah, this is one of my pride and joy variegated plants. I thoroughly enjoy it. It's beautiful, and I'm really hoping that I can propagate it. It's quite soon. I might do it very soon to put these back into the prop box and then get 1, 2, 3 snips out of it. And then it'll produce, hopefully the newest leaf, when it comes back, it will produce a very highly variegated one, but I'm not sure. I'm going to first put it in soil first. But it's a decent plant and it's really giving, and I love it. These are considered rarer, but I have seen them about for reasonable prices. You do have to shop around. I would recommend shopping around for plants, especially rare ones, and Facebook Marketplace, as well as Facebook groups and eBay. I highly recommend all of those. And more like specialist plant sellers, like Grow Tropicals. That's like my go-to for really like rare stuff. But also Facebook groups. I highly recommend those. I will make a video of sharing some of them. So then we've got, which is closed up, a very rare, more expensive. This was about, I think I paid £50 for it. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. It's pushing out loads of new growth. It came with like 2 little stems. It's lost a couple, but it's coming back. And since I potted it up in this little pot here, and it's a variegated Oxalis triangularis. And it's known as the butterfly plant because it opens and closes, and it moves and follows the sun, so it's another interactive plant that tends to do things throughout the day. So time lapses are great for these. Super simple to look after, so beautiful when it comes out with new leaves, because they come out tiny and then they just grow bigger. And you're like, where'd she come from? And then sometimes they die off and you're like, where'd she go? I love these plants. Oxalis is one of my favourite types of plants. So when I found out about the variegated one, I was like, yeah, take my money. So I got it, and I've been so happy ever since. So I highly recommend. I found this on a Facebook group, and I will never ever not look after this plant because I am so in love with it that it makes me just cry with joy sometimes. Like when I got it, the excitement was so pure that I felt like I was reborn. If you want a plant that gives you that. So yeah, and then we've got more of a rare one, which also considered pricier and very much rare. A Coiseagensis variegated, and I don't remember how much I spent on this, but it was one of the best things I ever spent money on. And it's got a decent amount of variegation, but I've propagated it twice since I bought it, so I haven't really given it the chance it deserves to grow. I am going to repot it into a different soil mix to see if that helps, and then it's in the kitchen and I think it needs more light. I'm not entirely sure, so I'm getting used to this plant. But yeah, I think it was more so close to between 30 to 50 pounds. I can't remember. I've spent a lot on plants in the past 5 months. I don't regret a thing, so join me. And then I've propagated it, so I've got like 3 now, so that's good. And it only came with like that much more, and it grows pretty quickly. It did produce a tiny leaf, so I was like pretty bummed about that. Like what I did with it is I propagated it, and then I basically put it in my prop box, and I'm waiting patiently for that to grow too. Hopefully a bigger leaf. As I said before in a previous video, don't worry about the small leaves because a big leaf can come after that. I'm getting used to it, I'm getting to know it. It's got like a really decent variegation at the back and through the stem, so I have high hopes for it. The new one, not so much though, so I might propagate it again down to here, and then, but I also want to leave it to grow. But I've got another one on my desk and it seems to be growing quite well, so I'm hoping that it's got enough light. So I'm testing the different lighting. That's why I tend to propagate things, so I can move them all in multiple different rooms. One thing I will say is they are unique and individual. Plants are. You can have them in the exact same setup and they all grow differently anyway, just like humans and other beings. So I really respect the fact that they give me shit, because I learn. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm going to definitely put it in Soil Ninja, Monstera and Philodendron mix, and just be pure grateful for the fact that I've got such a wonderful collection of plants, because it makes me so happy. And I want to buy more plants, but I have to look after my actual plants that I have already. So I'm trying really hard not to buy more plants, but I've seen a few that I really want, so I might end up doing that at the end of the month when I get paid. So I'm going to do that. just because, and then I'll do a haul. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. I am gonna have a coffee and edit this video and consider my life choices in which plants I'm going to buy next. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you later. Bye.